Cronos. The New Dawn is one of the newest titles attempting to carve a space for itself within the survival horror and tactical action genre. It was developed and published by Bloober Team, a studio already known for its expertise in psychological horror but now venturing into deeper gameplay systems and tactical mechanics. Released in 2025, the game mixes survival elements, third-person combat, and a narrative framework based on time traveling between a devastated future and a grim version of Poland in the 1980s. This ambition represents Bloober Team's move away from purely narrative-driven experiences to something more mechanically complex and challenging. The player begins the journey as a character known simply as the Traveler, who works with an organization called the Collective. Their mission is to dive through temporal rifts into the 1980s in order to collect the essence of people who are about to be erased by a catastrophic event known as the Change. These essences, once gathered, are meant to help stabilize a crumbling present-day world. This blend of retro-futuristic dystopia and period setting is the backbone of the story, and it provides context for the game's central mechanics: exploration, combat, and resource management across two distinct timelines. Gameplay-wise, Cronos adopts a hybrid approach. Combat is third-person and fairly tactical, relying on precise dodges, blocking, and resource-limited weapon use. Ammunition is scarce, fire is critical for preventing corpse reanimation, and crafting supplies are always in short supply. The central innovation here is the merge system. Fallen enemies can fuse or evolve into more dangerous forms if not disposed of properly, forcing players to consider every encounter strategically. This creates a loop of constant decision-making. Do you fight and risk leaving behind bodies that might come back stronger, or do you conserve resources and avoid confrontation? The system successfully distinguishes Cronos from other survival horror titles and gives combat a strategic weight rarely seen in the genre. Exploration plays a major role. The game world is semi-open, with ruined cities, desolate countryside, and hidden bunkers. Each area contains documents, environmental storytelling, and side objectives that expand the lore and reward careful exploration. Temporal dives into the past also unlock areas and missions that cannot be accessed otherwise, reinforcing the idea that piecing together fragments of both eras is essential to progress. This dual-world structure adds depth but can occasionally feel disjointed, as the pacing sometimes stalls when switching between timelines or juggling side quests with the main narrative. Visually and atmospherically, Cronos excels. The game uses Unreal Engine 5 to render decaying concrete structures, retro-tech machinery, and eerie oppressive lighting. The retro-futuristic aesthetic, mixing Cold War-era environments with a bleak dystopian future, gives the game a strong identity. Sound design is another highlight. From the whispers of wind in empty corridors to the guttural growls of infected creatures, every layer of audio builds tension. The music score reinforces this, alternating between quiet dread and pounding rhythms during boss fights. Voice acting is somewhat limited but effective enough to carry the story. Still, the game is not without its shortcomings. Difficulty balance is the most cited criticism. Certain bosses or enemy waves can feel punishingly hard, bordering on frustrating rather than rewarding. Resource management, while integral to the survival theme, can become overwhelming for players unaccustomed to strict scarcity. Technical performance issues, particularly frame rate drops and stutters when transitioning between large areas, are also present, though patches have improved stability somewhat. Enemy AI, while serviceable, can fall into predictable patterns, reducing tension in later encounters once the player learns how to exploit behaviors. The narrative itself, though intriguing, relies heavily on hints and environmental fragments, which will appeal to fans of subtle storytelling but may leave others feeling lost or unsatisfied. On the positive side, Cronos, The New Dawn demonstrates Bloober Team's ambition to innovate beyond their traditional psychological horror roots. The merge system introduces a unique tactical layer, the dual-era exploration is compelling, and the audio-visual presentation is consistently strong. The game successfully creates an atmosphere of constant tension where every choice matters, and it challenges players to live with the consequences of their strategies. In conclusion, Cronos. The New Dawn is a bold step for Bloober Team, offering a survival horror experience that blends retrofuturism, tactical combat, and time-spanning narrative design. Its strengths lie in atmosphere, originality, and depth of mechanics, but its weaknesses in difficulty spikes, technical polish, and uneven pacing cannot be overlooked. It is not a game for everyone. It demands patience, resourcefulness, and a taste for ambiguity. But for players seeking an intense and innovative survival horror journey, it stands as one of the most distinctive releases of 2025.